Yo, what is up? What is up? It's Key. We're back. We're in the building with episode 2 of the Queens in the Court. And as always, I got my guy, Coach Donte. He's always next to me in the building. Coach, what's going on, man?
What's good? What's good? What's good? How you doing? How you doing? Ready to get started?
Man, I've had a horrible 24 hours. I got the borrowers in my house and my phone is missing. So I haven't found it yet, but it's in the house at least. But shout out to Texas Hockey Cards. What's going on? And Robert, what is going on? What's going on? Got some things to go over for the WNBA. Coach, you might have to help me out with some stats and things, but I pretty much know the gist of what we're gonna break down. Game week 2. Well, we in week 3 of the WNBA season so far. It's been going hella good. We had some ups and downs, but the Aces still remain undefeated. The last 2 games, not say they struggled, but the other 2 teams have given them some competition. Do you think the Aces can be beaten so far?
Yeah, they can be beaten. I mean, any team that shows vulnerability, there's some vulnerability right there. It's just a matter of what team that will do it. I mean, I think the Connecticut Sun, have an opportunity, which is they'll see 2 times this coming weekend. They have a great opportunity to do it. Connecticut Suns got the size, they got the height, they got the defense, they got a solid guard in the Heidemann, and Alyssa Thomas is having an all-star type season, so they're gonna get ready to see them in the next couple of games. So yeah, they can be beat. I mean, if you're in a close game, I mean, the Indiana Fever got some promising upside. They were up in the fourth quarter by 7 points in this game when the fourth quarter started, but that showed you how good the Aces is. But other than that, if you close in a game with a team like the Aces, you could beat them. They could be beat, but they're just better than most of those teams that they had played.
Especially if you up with 7 points, with the Aces, you better execute and you better know how to close out games, because the Aces got some dogs and some shooters on their team, whether it's Jackie Young, Kelsey Plum, Asia Wilson. I heard that Asia Wilson and Leah Boston was going in. I don't know what was the stat line in that game.
Asia Wilson had 27 points in that game. She had a double in that game. So Asia Wilson showed up pretty good today. Asia Wilson, 27 points, 10 rebounds. Chelsea Gray had 17. Jackie Young had 19 points. And yeah, it was a come from behind win today for the Las Vegas Aces.
So was the Leah Boston lead scorer on for the Fever?
The Leah Boston tonight for the Indiana Fever. Leah Boston was Kelsey Mitchell had 22 in this game, 22 points in this game. Leah Boston had only 7.
Okay, so she wasn't as dominant as she usually is. But once you definitely know with the Fever team as a whole, last year we do know they fired their coach. They got a new coach this year. But all the talent wise, I mean, you can tell they compete. I know they only won 1 game so far. Last year they was 5-31. We said their window probably maybe 10 games. Do you see them at least getting 10 wins this year?
Yep, I can see them getting 10 wins. I do actually see them get 10 wins. I still see them getting 10 wins. I don't think 5 wins is the limit, but if they do get 5 or 7 wins, not good at all. You got to improve. You got a better team than 5 and 7 wins. You got to get over. You got to at least get 10 wins. This team is good enough to be a 13-win team. To be honest, they're good enough, but 7 going from 5 to 7, that's not too much of an improvement. That's only a 2-game improvement. That's not good. This team has way too much young talent to be or a 7-win team.
So what is Indiana's problem? What do you think they need to get them over the hump? We all know they got a Leah Boston, a big person who they desperately needed, and we all know Mitchell can't do it by herself. What do you think that Fever is missing to get them over the hump and not be so far at the bottom?
I mean, I just think sometimes a lot of teams are better. I mean, a lot of teams are better. Like when you go up against the Aces, they're a better team. When you go up against the Connecticut Sun, they're just a better team. The Liberty, they're a better team. They're Mount Washington, better team. They're a better team, even though Washington Mystics haven't played up the part yet. But when they get into their groove, they're a better team. So I think most of those teams, they're kind of better. And just because Indiana is so young, they don't execute down the stretch in big time situations. And Kelsey Mitchell, shoots a lot of shots. She's pretty solid, but she's a lot inefficient. Alyssa Smith is pretty good. It's pretty solid. Aaliyah Boston, they're gonna play a one-on-one a lot. She got to capitalize on a one-on-one opportunity, but you got to forget you're not going up against college girls no more. You're going up against professionals, so sometimes it may not be that easy to go one-on-one with some of these taller girls in the WNBA or these girls that you think you got a mismatch on. So I just think they're out talented. That's all.
Most definitely. The Fever definitely will get things together. I believe, in my opinion, they will, definitely get there. I was wrong about the Sky. I thought they were going to regress, but they'd be good. We're going to go over the team so far, since we didn't seen so far how many games they're into. This is only the third week of WNBA. And so far I've seen what I like. Now, as far as record-wise, this team, if you want to look at record-wise, you would say is not the best team, but they do compete in the Minnesota Link. So far, they haven't won a game yet, but they battle, they fight. That Diamond Miller, I know she got hurt. You still got aerial powers. What's going on in Minnesota?
Well, they won against the Washington Mystics yesterday. So
they beat the Mystics.
They beat the Mystics on the game winner. So again, the Minnesota Lynx, they just can't finish in the fourth quarter. They lost a game to the Atlanta Dream when they were up by 17, in the fourth quarter, and they end up losing that game. They got to finish better. They got to do a better job of late game execution. They just got to finish better, man. They got the talent. They got a lot of talent. Another team, they got a lot of talent, and they just had some bad luck too. They played pretty much a gruesome schedule too. I mean, you playing the Chicago Sky. I think they played. I gotta see their schedule. They played the Chicago Sky twice, I believe. They played Connecticut. I think they went against the Aces already. They had a tough, grueling schedule, but the games you should have won, you should have definitely beat. They should have definitely end up beating the Atlanta Dream. So that last night should have actually been their second win of the season. So they end up playing the Mystics. They played the Mystics the first game of the season. I believe that was a preseason game. My bad. I counted that as a preseason game. So they played the Sky. They lost against the Sky. They played the Sky again. They lost against them by 11 points. They played the Dream, which is they blew a 17-point lead, and the Dream came back and won that one. They played the Mercury, who's up and down, but it was supposed to be a winnable game. They lost that one. They played the Las Vegas Aces. Las Vegas Aces, they're an elite team. They played my Dallas Wings. They almost could have won that game until Enrique them closed it out. The Connecticut Sun, they lost that one by 5 points, which is the game that Navissa Collier had 30 points in that game. And they beat the Washington Mystics. They got the Liberty coming up. They got the Fever coming up, and they got the Los Angeles Sparks twice. So they got a tough schedule. So this team continues to compete. Kayla McBride was one of the reasons why they won against the Washington Mystics. She had 24 points in the game. Jessica Shepard can score the basketball at a high rate and assist on a high rate. I think this team is really good. I don't think they're the worst team. The worst team in the league is actually the Seattle Storm when you look at the roster up and down. If you look at that Seattle Storm team, where would they be? You tell me right now, if you take away Jewel Lloyd, how good that team can be.
They will be 0-6.
Jewel Lloyd was the only reason they were in the game last night. She was the reason. She had 8 threes last night. She was the reason why they were in that ball game last night. Outside of Jewel Lloyd, Lizzie Manigore can get you a good 14, 15. But outside of those two, who else can score for that team? I mean, Jordan Horston is young. She's going to come into her own. Kia Nurse, outside of shooting, she's not really effective anywhere else. Mercedes Russell, she's in and out off the bench. This team, this Seattle Storm, they're going to be the worst team in the league. And if they don't end up beating the Los Angeles Sparks on Tuesday night, it can be a while before they win a game. I'm going to tell you that right now. when I looked at their schedule the other night, if they don't beat the Sparks, the next win I'll probably say is on the 22nd of this month against the Fever. That's probably the one win they probably can almost get, because they won't win another game for probably a long time if they don't beat the Sparks at home. They probably won't win a game for a while.
Yeah, you definitely know that Seattle is definitely in a rebuild mode. Joe Lloyd is the only one on there. They did have Stephanie Talbot, but she's no longer on that team. She was a good shooter too. But you know, Horston again, rookie. She's gonna be fine once she gets into the thick of things. They still got Izzy down there in the middle. But you know, definitely if there was no Joe Lloyd on that team, that Storm team would be winless right now.
I mean, you look at this schedule right here. This is a gauntlet they got to go through. You got the Storm on Tuesday, which is everybody will pick the Storm to probably win that game on Tuesday. And you at home. You're at home twice versus the Mystics, but the Mystics are a better team. So you're going to go with the Mystics. You have the Mercury. Can you win that game? Yes, I think you can come out away with it, but it's in Phoenix, and Brittany Griner is not dropped the soul yet since coming out. She's still the same Brittany Griner. You got to go to the Aces. That's an ass kicking right there. You got to go to the Aces. We can all agree. You got my Dallas Wings. Yes, we lost the last 2 games, but we can score against anybody in the league. The problem is we don't play defense. We don't play a lick of damn defense. That's a problem. Plus, we lost Crystal Dangerfield earlier today against Connecticut. And then you have Connecticut. At home. So they got some stretch of home games, but each and every team that they play at home are a better team than them. And then the next winnable game is at home against the 1-4 Indiana Fever. So that may be the game they can win right there.
Yeah, I still edging the Fever. Just a little bit of edge goes to Indiana in that game, but definitely that game's going to be competitive. That's the Storms. That's definitely going to be a winnable game, but I'm still going to pick the Fever to win a game. Just because I feel like they got more talent on that Fever team. But the Storm are they're in rebuild mode, missing Stewie. Sue Bird retired. Brianna January, she's not there. So, but let's flip things over and go to the top teams. Would you say the top teams to be the Aces, Connecticut Sun, and New York?
The Aces, Connecticut Sun, and New York. Yes, I think those are the top 3 teams in the WNBA, and everybody else just tinkling along the road. Now, you can make an argument for the 4th team could be the Mystics, Washington Mystics. I think they're better. They're a little bit better team, but the problem is for the Washington Mystics, if Elena Deladon not playing well, then the team is just not going to play well at all. Ariel Atkins just came along. She just shot them. She's been shooting the ball well the last 2 ball games. Natasha Clout was 5 for 22 throughout her first 3 ball games before she finally started shooting it well yesterday. But without Elena Deladon, and Elena Deladon she was in double digits yesterday, but she didn't get over 20 points yesterday. That because Minnesota was basically doubling her basically. But you got Hines Allen just came back off of the injury reserve list. Her first game back yesterday. But other than that, Shakira Austin is going to be one of the best young stars in the WNBA. She is really good. She's been averaging double her last four ball games. But if Deladon does not play well, the Mystics are not going to play well, and that's why it's going to be so important for the wild card to step up. Ariel Atkins, I think she's the wild card to the team. She's a vet in the league. She has to step up if Elena Deladon is double team or not making shots. She has to be able to be a wild card to be that second best scorer on the team for the Washington Mystics. They play very good on defense. The problem is they struggle mightily on the offensive side of the ball in a half court situation.
I definitely agree. The top 3. Of course, the Aces is going to be number 1. Aces just has a juggernaut of a team. It comes to Chelsea Plum. Jackie Young, nobody really talks about. But Jackie Young is 4th on that scoring list. Of course, I believe Rike is number 1. The top 3 shooters right now is Rike, Brianna Stewart, and I forget the third one. Is it Alyssa Thomas? It might be Alyssa Thomas. That's in scoring, but that Aces team is just all around sound defense, offensively. But let's talk about the surprising teams. Of course, the Sparks didn't come out hot like they did didn't come out last year. They're 3-2 right now, but you got the Gumagay sisters. You got the shooting of Jordan Canada and Lexi Brown definitely can get you some buckets. And of course, you got the rookie coming off the bench, Zaya Cook. You already know what she can do. But what about the Sparks? What do you see in the Sparks? In that mid type of range right now?
What I see in the Sparks, I think they, like I said, I think they do a great job. I think they do a great job of rebounding the basketball really well. I think they rebound really well, especially Emeka Agumake. She rebounds the ball pretty well at all. She had a double-double last night. She was unstoppable. And her sister, those are the 2 Houston twin sisters right there. So, they got very good chemistry together on the floor as well because they played together in high school. So, they're going to have great chemistry. Lexi Brown can shoot the basketball variety of ways, off the catch, set. She also gives you some stability going to the basket. And Lasia Clarendon, real good on defense, physical on defense. People forgot she was a 2017 All-Star with the Atlanta Dream in 2017. She was out of the league last year, so she's giving them some problems. And also, Dearica Hamby is having that energy coming off the bench. And nobody, a lot of people, Azure Stevens, when she comes back, she's going to be a big part of the lineup as well. Joyner Holmes been playing pretty decent when she gets some productive minutes. Zaya Cook, look like she improved her 3-point shooting where she were in South Carolina. So the Los Angeles Sparks, not going to say they're going to be beating the Las Vegas Aces or, the right now the Las Vegas Aces. I think the Las Vegas Aces are by far a better team than they are. But they're going to make a playoff push. They're going to make a playoff. They're going to make a playoff push. They're going to make a playoff push the way they playing right now.
I can definitely tell y'all we're not gonna be like last year because last year we absolutely dunk it up last year. Oh my God,
y'all had that syndrome. Y'all had that damn Lizzie Cambase syndrome.
Oh my God.
Y'all, how many games y'all won after y'all released her? She was a problem of the team, don't you? Hey, she was a problem, but y'all couldn't win without her
though. Who's your surprise team right now?
My surprise team right now. You would really have to go with the Los Angeles Sparks, but again, I wouldn't say it's no surprise because they have a potential good, very solid team. So when you look at it, it's not a surprise team really in the making. But if you had to go with the Los Angeles Sparks. You have to go with the Los Angeles Sparks. I still think Chicago, a lot of people say they was a prize team because they lost, but you look at who they gained to though. They did gain Marina Mabry, who used to play for us, who's a really good scorer.
Lights out.
Dana Evans was real good. Dana Evans is really good at the backup point guard role. Kalia Copper is handling being the best player on the floor for her team, pretty good. And then you actually look at Alana Smith, and you actually look at Elizabeth Williams inside. So really, is that team really a surprise? No, they're not a surprise, but they're playing good. You saying it's a surprise because how many people that they lose, but they lost, but they still a very competitive team. They still a very well competitive team. In my eyes, they still a very well competitive squad.
Yeah, I was going to say that the Sky was definitely not to say a surprise, but because we lost Candace Parker, they lost so many pieces. Candace Parker left, Vandersloot's gone, Mieserman's gone. So you figure they're going to be rebuilding, but they right there in the pack. They still playing lights out in games. They getting Kalia Copper. Philadelphia, North Philly's own Kalia Copper is still out there balling on the court. Let's talk about your Dallas Wings, Donte. Man, oh man, they got one of the baddest girls in the WNBA in Arike Agumawale. Everybody talks about how hard she is to guard. Once she gets that cross step back like Harden type of shot, it goes in every time. Talk about why she is just so hard to guard.
Because again, she's very shifty. She's a very good ball handler. When you're a very good ball handler, it's kind of like when you're in NFL. When you're a running back or a receiver running the ball or running a route, you get the control. You get the control with it. You can pivot or slow down. It's kind of like a defender. You don't know what route the receiver running, or you don't know when the receiver's gonna stop or keep going or hesitate. So she's one of the best. They got she's one of the best at hesitating, stepping back. You don't know when she's gonna step back or hesitate. But by her being a great ball handler, it just gets the defense off course. Of course, if you're a team like the Connecticut Sun, they kind of know how to stop it, which is they did today. They kind of shut her down because they were doubling all day long, because nobody's not going to play a one-on-one. Nobody's not going to play a one-on-one. And when you go into every game, you don't expect nobody to kind of play her one-on-one because she's too good one-on-one. And she'll beat anybody. She'll get anybody one-on-one. So other than that, what's make it hard for her to guard is, like I said again, man, she can dribble. She can hesitate. She can do turnaround fadeaways and all of that. That what makes it hard for her to guard. So other than that, that's why she is doing the stuff she's doing. But all of a sudden, she's been a better playmaker. She's been a better playmaker and being a willing passer and giving it up. That's what's only gonna make her more harder to guard, and that's gonna keep the defense back up off her heels.
I love Arike Dumawale. I've been since Notre Dame. In college, she's been wrecking havoc in doing what she do. Everybody in the WNBA, they did Taurasi, Asia Wilson, Breonna Stewart. They all got asked who is hard to guard, who is the hardest player to guard, and every one of them said Arike Agumawale. I believe if y'all would have had her in the playoffs last year, I think y'all maybe would have got further. But I'm liking the Dallas team. Of course, Maddie Segrist, comes off the bench, gives y'all that little spark. I think after next season, I think she'll be all right. Because again, she's just a rookie. She's going to fill in pretty good on y'all team. And then y'all getting don't y'all get somebody else back?
We got half of the team hurt. Like Diamond Shields, I don't think she will play this year. I think she's out for the year. We still don't got Lopez, Lou Sanashaw. We still don't got her. We just lost Crystal Dangerfield today with an ankle injury. So this will be an opportunity. Who was in the starting lineup? Matter of fact, this will be an opportunity for Maddie Segrist to probably crack in the lineup a little bit. And a good, like I say, Satu Sabli has been unstoppable. She's been playing like an MVP. Another crazy game today, 26-14. The only problem is injuries. If she can stay healthy, she's going to be a borderline. She's going to be an all-star. And she was an all-star already before. She's going to be an all-star and an MVP candidate. So that's another score. And Natasha Howard has been big this year for us. And we got Tiara McCowan out. Too. So that we rattled by injuries. We rattled a little bit by injuries.
What's your record?
3-3. Lost the last two.
I mean, that's not bad. Mid 500. What's your next stretch of games?
We have Phoenix. I know we got Phoenix twice. We got Phoenix twice. Those two games are very winnable. But you never know. Again, we don't play a lot of defense. And Brittany Griner has been hard to stop. Of course, you're not going to stop Brittany Griner. You're not going to stop Brittany Griner. Outside of Brittany Griner and Diana Taurasi, I feel good about our shot. Our chances winning both of those games. But as of right now, we played a tough Connecticut team who's on really hot, who's actually hot right now, who's actually hot this year. Like I say, Connecticut has not fallen off not one bit. ever since losing Jaquel Jones. So our schedule, we do play the Mercury twice. Twice. That is Wednesday in the Commissioner's Cup game. We do play them at home twice. We got them at home twice. We play them Wednesday and Friday. Sunday we play the New York Liberty at New York. Then come back on that Wednesday. We play you guys, which is the Sparks in the Commissioner Cup game, and we play the Storm at home versus the Commissioner's Cup, and we got the Atlanta Dream. So that's all that next stretch of game, which is I feel pretty good by those. All of those are winnable games basically.
So speaking of the Atlanta Dream, let's talk about the Atlanta Dream for a little bit. Did you expect them to be where they are right now, or do you think they will be better than what they are right now?
I think the Atlanta Dream will be better than what they are coming during the season. It's still early in the season, only 6 games in the season, so it's only 6 games in the season. But again, losing to the Indiana Fever, who you should have beaten, they were blown out pretty much against us before they made the game a lot closer than what it was. They end up losing to the Aces. Aces are a good team; they beaten anybody, so that's not actually a bad loss. It's not actually a bad loss. So again, they lost. They lost to us. They lost to the. They also lost to the Indiana Fever in a pretty much close game, and they also lost to the Connecticut Sun, who is pretty dangerous. Who's pretty dangerous on the defensive side of the ball. So again, I expect them to be fine. I expect them to be fine down the stretch. I expect them to be fine. But they schedule don't get any easier either, because Friday they got the Liberty. They got the Liberty on Friday in the Commissioner's Cup game. They have the New York Liberty on Friday, so they can't get too relaxed. Then you got those same Connecticut Sun. Then guess what? You got those same New York Liberty at New York. So they got Connecticut, New York. They got Connecticut, New York Liberty, and Connecticut. They got
them. Oh my God.
That's really a tough stretch. So it can be, if they don't come together, it can get a little bit more worse than what it is. So I think they'll be fine, man. If they can just win 2 games up out of that stretch, they can be fine.
Yeah, Ryan Howard definitely can't do it alone all by herself. She's been balling. Haley Jones, she's been dominant too. She's a good rookie that killed y'all. That killed your Lady Longhorns with Stanford. And Haley Jones. But I'm still excited about the season. I love the season so far. These games has been competitive, and you have some blowouts, you have some close games. You haven't done a Mercy. Have you done a Mercy Rule yet?
Yeah, I did. I did it.
That's right. We did do
the first game. I did the first game when y'all blew out the Mercury. Yeah, I did it the first game. Actually,
we did do one. That's right. We did the Storm too. I forget.
We did the Storm. We did the Storm and the Mercury. Yep.
The Aces and the Storm, we did call a Mercy Rule. It was they scored one. They scored 105 points. They
scored 105 points in down in 3 quarters.
Yeah, we was like, no, I'm not sitting through this. Yeah, we're not. You're right. It was up by 30 by the time the 4th quarter came. You're right. But who's your dark horse? Who do you think will be there in the end that nobody would think? Who's your dark horse team?
The dark horse team is crazy. My dark horse team is the Washington Mystics. I think they have a chance to be there at the end. I think they really have a chance to be there at the end. So I'm gonna go with the Washington Mystics.
Let me see. A dark horse for me. I'm still gonna go and be a homer here. I'm gonna go with the Sparks. I still think we can. We had that one game. We had that. We was close with the Aces, and the Aces pulled it out. That second game, I'm not even gonna talk about that second game because they was playing with a bunch of backups, and nobody was available that second game. That second game, we got blown out. What's going on, Travis? Oh, you a queen today? Nobody was in that game. Necker was hurt. Cheney was out. Brown was out. I forget who. That second game, it was a wash. I already know we was going to get beat and we got blown out. But I think the Sparks definitely could keep up with the Aces. I just think we just need to finish. So I'm going to say the Sparks definitely could be a dark horse. They're definitely going to be in the playoffs. So I'm not worried about that. I would love to. I want to see the Fever finish games. Like you said, if they get 7 wins, that's not an improvement. You only won 2 more games.
Yep.
I want to see them get the 10. Get the 10 wins this year, y'all. Because like you said in the very first show, you said if they can't get at least 10, the coach need to go.
Then somebody needs to go. The coach needs to go. That team is way too talented not to get over 10, not to get over at least 10 wins. They not to get over at least 10 wins. So that team is way too talented. That team is way too talented for that.
Do you see any others like the rookies that didn't make the cut? Do you see them possibly maybe bringing them back, or is it a possibility? Did they get another shot? What do you think?
I think it's some out there with some key injuries that get an opportunity with some key injuries on a certain team. I think it's a possibility for them to get another shot. So at the end of the day, man, like I say, really not expanding the WNBA instead of only having 12 teams, to at least a 16-team league, or just having just in general, man. Like I say, I understand, but I kind of wanted like I wish it can be like the NBA side, bro. I think they can do it. They can do it.
I mean, getting an expansion team might be hard to, that's a lot of work, but yeah. I believe you should at least have 15 roster spots like the NBA. I think the NBA, you can have 15 on the team. Why not expand 3 more spots? I don't think it's going to hurt y'all just having 12.
I understand if you're gonna only have 12, why not just get more teams then? Why not just get more teams? Why not just get at least 4 more teams? Out there where everybody that's getting drafted can at least have a shot. We can say these people don't got the money. They got the money. They supported enough. To go out there and get some, bring a team back, like team in San Antonio, team in Philadelphia. You can do that. Team in Philadelphia, shit, goddamn. Like I say, a team, shit. You can get a team out here in Houston, shit. I'll jump right back to Houston, to be honest. But like I say, even if you don't get a team in Houston, that's not the point. At least get a couple more teams, like 4 more teams. Expansion teams, man. Bring some of these goddamn teams back, or Sacramento or something like that, Bring some teams back, man, so that some of these ladies can have a roster spot. Because ain't no sense, to get you getting picked in a top 5 or in a top,
right, just
11, and you just gonna get cut to only 12. I was give some of these other ladies a chance, to make make some roster spots. And you can only do that right now by getting some more teams in the league, man. So like I say, that's why most people think the WNBA is boring a lot because you're seeing the same 12 teams playing against each other every single night. Man, get some new blood up in here so you can see different teams or something like that.
Yeah, because I know this was only 8 teams right now. So
yep.
It's scheduled. So the scheduling is, of course, you're going to play the same teams, on a consistent basis of days, sometimes back to back. But some new teams I wouldn't be opposed to that. Again, I understand that the whole money situation. You gotta get the funds. If you can't get the funds, at least put more roster spots on the team, so you're not cutting these girls who work their asses off in college to get to the next level, thinking they're can get to the next level, and you just to cut them. Because there was some good people in the draft that I don't think should have got cut. Again, we already went through them: Deja Williams, Alexis Morris, and a lot of rookies. A lot of these girls got cut. Kiana Traylor, I thought was going to make the team for Chicago, but yeah, man. So if right now rookie of the year, who would you have? Is Leah Boston leading the race right now still?
I still think Aaliyah Boston is leading the race right now, but I thought Diamond Miller was playing some great basketball until she got hurt. Diamond Miller was actually playing some solid, great basketball until she got hurt. So I'm still choosing Aaliyah Boston to win the WNBA Rookie of the Year as of right now. You know, Haley Jones getting playing time in spurts, but you know, it depends on how effective she is on the court. But again, Aaliyah Boston is going to win the Rookie of the Year. Diamond Miller, before she went down, was having a good stretch of games before she went down. So I still think Aaliyah Boston is going to win the Rookie of the Year.
Who you think is going to be is from when you seen last year into this year so far? Who do you think has improved player wise?
Player wise, I think really who I've seen improve this year, Alyssa Smith from the Indiana Fever. She's definitely improved. She definitely improved on a jump shot. Her jump shot is better than what it was last year. That was one thing about last year. She was inconsistent last year in making that jump shot. Now she's starting to be more comfortable with it. She's starting to knock it down a little bit more, and that's what making her tougher to stop. And she's been a little bit more physical when she goes inside.
Most definitely. It's still like you said, it's still early in the season. You still got a lot more WNBA, and definitely we're gonna be here for it. Not gonna keep y'all too long because I know game 2 of the finals is going on, and what's the score to that? Is who's up?
We got Miami up by 1. I think Miami is up by 1 point, 26-25.
All right. So, again, next week may not be the same time because I don't know. Sunday is going. It depends on if I'm home or not. I'm going to push to be home, but we might do it earlier than Sunday. I'm not exactly sure.
Okay.
Might try for that Saturday. Might be good for me or during the week. But we're going to break down again next week's games, scoring wise, what's going on with the teams, who could possibly, we probably see about who should be an all-star. I know that's, I think July-ish, I think they do the all-star game. So if they do have like the all-star voting, we might do that live for y'all. But we're going to get on out here a little short, not too long because I know the WNBA, I know that the finals are on game 2. You going to do that game? You still doing the game?
Yeah, I may jump on and do that game.
All right, so Coach is going to still give y'all the breakdown of game 2. But if not, of course, he'll be with y'all for game 3. And again, we're on the Sports Empire Network as well. On my channel, Coach Donte's channel. If y'all are big hockey fans, make sure y'all tune into tomorrow night because the man, the myth, the legend, Jake Silva is back. And he is calling game 2 of the Stanley Cup Finals between his Golden Knights and the Panthers. The Golden Knights are up 1 game to none so far. Can it be 2? Just make sure y'all tune back tomorrow night for game 2 on the Sports Empire Network for Jake the Snake Silva. His call on game 2. So Jake's back. So make sure y'all tune in there. And any last words, Coach, on the WNBA before we get on out of here for the night?
Any last words, man? Like I say, feel sorry for Jewel Lloyd. She's in a tough spot, but she did seem happy last night about her embracing the role, of being a leader. But sometimes, they get you. Well, like I said again, she already got WNBA championships as well. She already got titles as well with the Seattle Storm anyway. So other than that, she's fully embracing the role of being the number one option on the team. I got to give kudos to her. She's definitely handling that well. So give kudos to Jewel Lloyd for the game she had last night.
Most definitely. See, last words for me is I know. Again, I can't say this enough. Glad to see BG back. We all know the stuff all know what she endured, and she's playing like she never left. BG is still dominant. She still gets her bucket. She still gets her blocks. She's leading the WNBA in blocks, by the way. She out there having a big old block party and didn't invite nobody to the dang on block party. She ain't say, "Hey, Key and Donte, bring the sodas or the chips." She out there just having a block party with us, not even invited. But again, shout out to the Brittany Griner and the Mercury to having their piece back. You know, she's going to be an all-star game. That's no doubts about that. But I would love to see the Mercury be on top, maybe get another chip before it's all said and done. Because I know
it's hard to imagine. She got only one title.
I think so. Yeah.
It's only.
Yep.
Damn, that's hard to imagine. She got one championship.
But Tarazi got. I think Mercury as a whole has 2 or 3 of them. Not mistaken. I think Tarazi has all 3 of them or 2 of them. They won. I think the Mercury won it twice. I think it's twice they won. So
she won that to both of those years then?
I don't think so.
Okay.
So but you know, Tarazi's not getting any older, and I think this might be her last run. So we'll definitely see what's going to happen. But that'll be it for me and Coach Donte, Queens of the Court. Tune back in next week, Tuesday. Don't forget 7,200 seconds. We're gonna come back, bringing y'all everything. The topics throughout the whole sports world, NBA, NFL. We still got to do more record predictions for the NFL, but make sure y'all tune in Tuesday for the 7,200 seconds podcast, and make sure y'all can catch everything on the audio side, whether it's Sports Empire Network. Tune in on Spotify. You can get all of the shows on the audio version, whether it's Cheap Seats, whether it's Big Three, Two Guys, and Hockey Talk, in the lines, in the line of the scenes, talk all wrestling. We got the top of the key for NBA, and of course, we have 7,200 seconds. Just make sure you follow us on Spotify. Leave a review if you can. Definitely appreciate it. But until then, guys, we will see y'all. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Have a good work week tomorrow. Tune in tomorrow morning because Donte and Mo will be back for Coffee and Sports to break down everything going on in the finals. Until then, y'all, we will see y'all. Thank y'all and enjoy the rest of the evening. Peace.
Peace out.